Good morning. So, as you can see, I do a lot of videos, just singing to my mules and my miniature horses, and they were asking questions about this dude right here. His name's Jester. He's about 15 years old, and they wanted to know the backstory on him. So there was this girl up in North Georgia, I'm not going to mention any names, but she needed to have heart surgery. So she had rescued this mule from a bad situation. And so she needed the money, so we didn't need the mule, but we went down there anyway. He's shedding like super freaking bad. So we went to North Georgia. We rode him. We liked him. He's short. He's not very tall. He's 14 hands. So we bought him. We brought him home, let him settle in for a while with the other mules. Well, my husband actually wanted a taller mule. And so we didn't intend on really keeping him. But another friend, kind of not really a friend, like a Facebook friend, had contacted me and said, hey, that mule you just bought, is it for sale? And I said, well, I don't know. And then we ended up selling it to her. So we said, well, why don't you come down here to Central Georgia, and we're going to be at the horse camp. We have some land that we lease at the Oconee National Forest. We have water, electricity, blah, 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 stalls. So they came down and rode him over the Labor Day weekend, because the following week there was going to be a hurricane hitting where they live. So they fell in love with Jester, and Jester quit. And they took him home. I called him up, asked him how he rode, because it was, to them, I think it was an 8-hour drive. So I guess about a couple weeks later, I had asked him how Jester was doing, and she goes, oh, he did great. My husband loves him. He's perfect on the trail. So then a few days later, she said, has he ever kicked you? And I said, no, but I don't go behind any kind of equine, no matter how gentle they are. They have, 4 legs, and 2 in the front can strike at you, 2 in the back can kick at you. So, I just don't make it a habit of going behind them. Now her, yeah, I would, no, where's she at? Her, yeah, I would go behind, because I've had her forever and a day. So, anyhow, she texted me back. She said, we've got an appointment with the vet, and they're going to come down and have him euthanized. And I'm like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? She said, we're going to have him euthanized because he's a killer mule. And I said, well, what did he do wrong? She said, well, we put him in the stall, and he's not really a stall mule. He likes to be loose out in the pasture. She said, well, when we would enter the stall, his face would be in the corner and his butt would be facing us, so we'd get the whip and we'd pop him on the butt so that he would turn around and face us. She said, but then when we would do that, he would kick at us. She said, then we had him out in the pasture, and our other mule would kick at him. Well, she said, we opened the gate up to let all the mules in to be fed. And she said, I was standing at the gate, and when my mule and Jester was going through, oh, I didn't mean to hit you in the head, was going through the gate, her mule kicked at him, so he kicked back, but her standing at the gate, which you shouldn't do when you're letting animals through, you need to stand behind the gate, he went to kick at the other mule, and instead, she was in the way, and he almost kicked her in the head. So she said, we are having him euthanized. We don't want him. He's mean. You can't go out in the pasture without him trying to kill you. And so my husband says, no, do not put him down. We will come down there and pick him up. So by this time, there's the hurricane. And so we're going through North Carolina up to northeast Carolina, I guess you would call that, near Florence, somewhere around that area. And we picked him up. We brought him home. He's been here ever since. And for some reason, if I have a camera in my hand, he has to be in it. He's never offered to kick at us or do anything, you know, hateful or stupid. The farrier comes out, does his feet. He's never attempted to kick the farrier. He's a good boy. But that's the story behind Jester. Jester will not ever leave this farm. He will be here forever. He's very lovable. My granddaughter comes down and rides him. We've taken him everywhere trail riding, and he does awesome. He's never done anything to try to hurt us. He's just, you know, not that kind of mule. So anyway, that's the story on Jester, who likes to follow me. Hey, bud. Hey, beautiful. Look, I had a treat for you. Yeah, I did. Now, Zoe, we bought her at an Amish sale. She's a Grula color. Here comes Jester. He can't stand it. He's got to be like right there. This is the killer mule. Come on, Jester. Let's go. Come on. So this is actually my husband's mule, but he's usually around us when we come out here, usually curious of what we're doing. Hey, bud. I'm usually his fence post. So this is my mule. She's gated. She's a foxtrotter mule. Very comfortable. As broke as they come. Here, sweetie. I love that mule. I love this mule. That's my heart mule. I'm Jester's heart person. He'll probably follow me in a minute. He can't stand to be too far away from me. Come here. Come here. Jester, come here. Come here. Come on. You can do it. Good boy. So anyway, the other backstory, see, I can get behind her. She's a good girl. We have another mule. What is that in your tail? Oh, just mud. Now we have another mule that's 43 years old. And he has got a really sad story behind him. We keep him separate since he is so old. And we keep... oh, that's right. He's back, see? Jester can't stand it. You want me to sing to you later? Huh? He is what you'd call a bay roan. That's not gray hair like in an old mule. That's just the roan. And as he gets older, he's getting more roanier. And there's Zoe. She's back. She's the first mule I've ever seen that is this color, a Grula. And they all look pregnant. They're fat. We already dewormed them. It's just I haven't been able to ride because I fractured my pelvic. So I can't ride them. So that's why my granddaughter's coming next week to exercise these guys, because they sure as hell ain't gonna get out there and exercise themselves. Here he comes. Yes, the killer mule, that if you're out in the pasture with him, he will hunt you down and kill you. He does walk with his ears back. That's just his personality. Just walk away from him for a minute. He's gonna keep his eye on me. Jester! Hey, Budrow! But yeah, these guys are very well taken care of. I used to be an equine investigator for the state until I got hit by a drunk driver. See, you can't stand it. You got to be in that camera, don't you, bud? So that's the story of Jester.